Multinational miner Rio Tinto has agreed to fund an independent assessment of the environmental destruction caused by its former Panguna mine in Papua New Guinea. Anger over the mine on the island of Bougainville sparked a brutal civil conflict more than 30 years ago. All parties say today's agreement is only the first step.
Devastation on a vast scale. The aftermath of Australian miner Rio Tinto's former Panguna mine in Bougainville, Papua New Guinea. This was once a forest. Now thousands live among 1 billion tonnes of mining waste from what was one of the world's largest copper mines. For decades, tailings have washed downstream from the mountain, fanning out along the floodplain below. George Posiona is one of more than 150 landowners who last year filed a formal complaint against Rio Tinto with the Australian government for mediation. Rio Tinto weren't giving any interviews today, but in a statement said they would fund an independent environmental and human rights assessment. It's the first but significant step for the company that divested its shares in the mine to the PNG and Bougainville governments 5 years ago and said they no longer had any legal liability. Rio Tinto's statement said, "We take this seriously and are committed to identifying and assessing any involvement we may have had in adverse impacts, in line with our external human rights and environmental commitments and internal policies." But lawyers for landowners say there is no commitment yet from Rio Tinto to fund a clean-up, previously estimated to run into billions of dollars.
It is a major shift in their position of 30 years. I would expect that Rio Tinto will be taking this process very seriously, and I would expect that its shareholders will be watching closely to see whether the company has indeed turned over a new leaf.
The mine sparked a bloody civil war in 1989. Thousands of people died, the mine was shut and left an environmental disaster. After decades of campaigning, landowners like local MP Theonila Matbob welcomed the development.
So it is indeed a great news, a good news for the people. After dealing with the legacy agenda, the people, together with the government, can decide on the future of the mine going forward.
Bougainville plans to gain independence from PNG by 2027. Mining could underpin its financial future, and now there is hope for a clean-up of the island's great burden. Stefan Armbruster, SBS World News.